Are you using a Bosch system controller or a Kiox 400C in the top tube of your e-bike and want to retrofit the LED remote? Then in this video I'll show you how it's done, which parts you'll need and what you should keep in mind. With the compact LED remote, you get a minimalist yet extremely powerful control unit that allows you to fully manage and operate your e-bike with ease. In my opinion, it serves as an ideal replacement for the standard mini remote on the handlebar, offering you even more functions, and the best part is that you can simply do away with the control unit previously located in the top tube. For the conversion process, you only need a T10 screwdriver as well as various Allen keys to handle the grips, the motor cover, and the remote itself. Additionally, it's possible that you might need a new display cable for your e-bike, simply because you now have to run the display cable not just from the motor to the top tube, but all the way to the handlebar. In my example, there's an additional complication. The bike is also fitted with a Bosch Purion 400, which is currently connected via a Y cable. In this case, you'll actually need two new display cables, one running from the motor to the Purion and another from the Purion to the new LED controller. Finally, once the installation is complete, you'll need a cover for the top tube where the system controller used to sit, unless you want to leave the controller in the bike as a non-functional component. The display cables, the cover, and of course the LED controller itself are all available from our shop, and as always I've linked them in the video description below. I'd really appreciate it if you took a look, especially if you're interested in this upgrade and would like to support the channel a little. Before we actually get started with the installation process, you first need to make sure to bring your e-bike fully up to date. To do this, simply use the eBike Flow app. You'll need at least app version 1.36 here. Once you've updated the app to this version, you then remove your e-bike from the eBike Flow app because we'll need to reconnect with the LED remote after changing the control unit. While you're at it, please make sure to deactivate the e-bike lock function to avoid any unnecessary problems later on. Now first take care of removing the system controller or the Kiox 400C display unit. To do this, simply loosen the screw with the T10 wrench, carefully remove the control unit from its mount and then unplug the display cable. Now you will need to remove the motor cover on your e-bike to expose the internal connections, and finally unplug the black display cable from the motor unit. Now take the new, longer display cable and plug it into the display port, or as in my case, into the Connect module. I opted for the 1.5 meter display cable, which should comfortably cover the needs of most e-bikes. If you end up with a bit of extra cable, you can simply tuck it away neatly inside the frame once everything is installed. Now you can attach the new display cable to the old one using a piece of heat shrink tubing and pull them through the frame together. If possible on your bike, it can also be helpful to remove the battery from the battery compartment first to give yourself a bit more room to work with. Once you've reached the top, all that's left to do is route the new display cable through the stem and up to the handlebar, or as in my case, to the Purion 400. In the next step, you can remove your left handlebar grip and any other accessories from the handlebar and then slide on your new LED controller. Using a standard 3mm hex key, just fasten the bolt loosely for now until you finally align it perfectly together with your grip. Now you just need to connect the LED controller, or as in my specific case, first attach the Purion with the display cable coming from the motor. I also find that I need a slightly shorter display cable now to properly connect the Purion 400 with the new LED controller. Here I have decided on using a 250mm cable for this setup. For the final step of retrofitting the LED controller on an e-bike equipped with a system controller or Kiox 400C, all you need is a suitable cover for the opening in the top tube. These are available for both the system controller and the Kiox 400C in our shop. Now you can also pair your e-bike with the eBike Flow app as usual and get fully started. A few important notes first. When starting the new LED controller for the first time, you might have to press the start button a bit longer than usual. Only after this initial activation will a simple short press be enough to switch it on, just as you're already used to. A combination of Kiox 400C and LED controller is unfortunately not possible, as you're only allowed to have one control unit on the e-bike. And maybe you've already heard something about the ID conflict. This still exists after replacing a control unit on your e-bike. However, it won't be shown on the display anymore and won't affect the use of your e-bike in any way at all. The only exception is when you didn't buy the LED controller new, but used, for example, and it was already permanently installed on another Bosch electric bike. Then the ID conflict will be shown to you with an error code on the display. But even here you can just clear it and continue riding as normal. You can stop by your specialist dealer when you get a chance, and they can resolve this for you with 2 clicks. The ID conflict is more problematic if you have an electronic gear shift in the E-Shift system. Then the system, or rather your rear derailleur, no longer recognizes your e-bike because it simply doesn't know the ID. In this case, you have to go to a specialist dealer to have the conflict resolved and have the derailleur repaired with your e-bike. But even that can be done in under 2 minutes and really shouldn't cause any major issues. As I already mentioned, I've linked all the parts from the video for you in the video description. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to help. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a subscription to the channel. Other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon.